السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. توكلت على الحي الذي لا يموت، وتحسنت بذي العزة والجلال والجمال والجبروت، واستعنت بذي القوة والكبرياء والملكوت، ثم الصلاة والسلام على العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله. اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. أما بعد، فلما فصل طالوت بالجنود قال إن الله مبتليكم بالنهر، فمن شرب منه فليس مني، ومن لم يطعمه فإنه مني، إلا من اغترف غرفة بيده فشربوا منه إلا قليلا منهم. ترتبط هذه الآية بقضية نبي من أنبياء بني إسرائيل عندما جاء قومه يسألونه أن يبعث لهم ملكا يقودهم ليقاتلوا في سبيل الله. فالنبي عين لهم قائدا باسم الطالوت، وطلب منهم أن يقاتلوا معه وتحت أمره وليخرجوا الظالمين من بلادهم. كان عدد القوم الذين تابعوا الطالوت في الطريق إلى الجهاد بين 70 و80 ألف. فقال لهم الطالوت إن الله يريد أن يمتحنكم ويختبر استعدادكم للقتال. فقال سيكون هناك نهر أمامنا بين الأردن وفلسطين، وأنا عارف بشدة عطشكم، عارف أنكم عطشانون، ولكن عليكم أن تقاوموا عطشكم ولا تشربوا من النهر إلا بمقدار غرفة، يعني قليل من الماء لا بأس، ولكن لا تشربوا كثيرا. فلما جاوزوا من النهر سقط الأكثرون في هذا الامتحان، كانوا عطشانين فشربوا حتى رفع العطش، ولكن قليل منهم أطاعوا أمر أميرهم أمر الطالوت ولم يشربوا من الماء بالرغم من شدة عطشهم في حر الصيف. فهم نجحوا في الامتحان وعددهم قليل، قيل 300 أو شوية أكثر، 313. فهم أصبحوا جنود طالوت مستعدون للجهاد، لا لأجل التحكم والسيطرة، بل لدفع الشر والباطل والظلم ولإيجاد جو إنساني يبشر الكرامة والراحة والحرية لمجتمعهم. فيقول سبحانه وتعالى: هذا هو الامتحان. إن هذه الأقلية قوية بقوة الشهامة والشجاعة والصبر والوقار والاستقامة، وترى القتال في سبيل الله إحدى الحسنيين، كذلك ينظرون إلى الجهاد، إما الظفر والسعادة أو الجنة والشهادة، إحدى الحسنيين. ولذلك يقول سبحانه وتعالى: رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه أولئك حزب الله ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون هم الغالبون ألا إن حزب الشيطان هم الخاسرون. فبعد 11 يوم من القتال في المنطقة نتذكر قوله سبحانه وتعالى: ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون ولا يحسبن الذين كفروا أنما نملي لهم خير لأنفسهم إنما نملي لهم ليزدادوا إثما ولهم عذاب مهين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله أكرمه بالنبوة وجعله رحمة للعالمين. اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك وحافظ سرك ومبلغ رسالاتك، وصل على وصيه وأخيه أمير المؤمنين، وصل على الصديقة الطاهرة فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين، وصل على سبتي الرحمة الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة، وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف القائم المهدي حججك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك صلاة كثيرة دائمة. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا سقما إلا شفيته، ولا عيبا إلا سترته، ولا رزقا إلا بسطته، ولا خوفا إلا أمنته، ولا سوءا إلا صرفته، ولا حاجة هي لك رضا ولي فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Brothers and sisters, after 11 days of crazy bombardment in Palestine, especially in Gaza area, the Palestinian community lost 232 people. There are 60 of them were children. So half of these shuhada were women or children. In Shari' al-Wahda in Gaza, there was a house which was bombed and 13 members of the same family. All of them were killed except a baby of 6 months. God saved that baby to continue the legacy of that family. Thousands of people got wounded, 91,000 people displaced, homeless, because 17,000 houses were destroyed or totally damaged. And of course, 43 rockets fired from Gaza to the Israeli areas, though based on the news, 90% of those rockets, they were prevented by the system called Iron Dome. In one of the reports, the Israeli army said that in a matter of 40 minutes, they have 160 warplanes that bombing Gaza and dropping 80 pounds of bombs in just 40 minutes. And you can imagine the measure of destruction. It was not really just the Hamas group to be targeted. As I said, half of these people, even women and children, and even the offices of the journalists that the Secretary of State Antony Blinken, he said that he had no evidence. He talked to the Israelis, but he had no evidence that the Hamas had any operation in that building. It was a place for like the media, and they that destroyed it so to reduce the news that goes out of Gaza. So they ignore the United Nations, they ignore the Pope, they ignore the Muslim world, they ignore the international community. Everybody was against Israel in this situation, and the only power that really saved them from 2 times the United Nations Security Council was United States. Otherwise, they had a strong condemnation of Security Council. So, but all of a sudden, after 11 days, though Netanyahu had said that they are going to continue with this with full force and reaching their goals, but they accepted unconditional ceasefire. This is important. Unconditional ceasefire. And it's interesting that in Israel there are people who are more criminal and crazy than Netanyahu. You thought that Netanyahu is the most crazy guy, but there are some far-right wings and parties that they were even against this ceasefire, and like Netanyahu is like moderate and liberal compared to some of those guys, that you can see really the mess that is going on. So what we learn from this whole story? Well, the whole story is about oppression and injustice. And this is something in our religious traditions. If you look at the Bible, I had a search on Bible of the verses about oppression. I found 60 verses in the Bible that's talking about don't oppress, especially don't oppress the poor, the orphans, the strangers. And if you go to Quran, there are over 250 verses against oppression. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلْ الظَّالِمُونَ. Don't think that God doesn't see the oppressors. He's watching them. The cameras of the creation don't miss anything. They are watching. يا بني إنها إن تكن مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله. Subhanallah. Luqman is talking to his son, saying, my son, No matter what you do, if it is something as little as a grain of a mustard seed, as small as that, is hidden anywhere in the universe, under a rock or anywhere in the heavens and the earth, something wrong as small as a seed of a grain is watched by God and the cameras of this creation. فَوَيْلٌ لِلَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْ عَذَابِ يَوْمٍ أَلِيمٍ. A painful day and painful punishment for oppressor, the ظالمين. وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذِ الظَّالِمُونَ مَوْقُوفُونَ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يَرْجِعُ بَعْضُهُمْ إِلَى بَعْضٍ. The day that the oppressors before the Creator, and they are blaming each other, accusing each other that it was your fault, said no, it was your fault. But وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ. On that day, no one would help the ظالمين, the oppressor. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ الظَّالِمِينَ مَعْذِرَتُهُمْ وَلَهُمَ اللَّعْنَ وَلَهُمْ سُوءُ الدَّارِ. They say, oh God, sorry, you know, it was wrong, please forgive me. And God said, no, your regret and your statement of saying sorry on that day won't save the oppressors. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ النَّاسَ شَيْئًا وَلَكِنَّ النَّاسَ أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. God says that we didn't hurt you, you hurt yourself. But the statement of the Quran is very clear. وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الظَّالِمِينَ. God doesn't love the ظالمين, that is for sure. لَا يَهْدِ الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Not only doesn't love them, He doesn't do anything with them, doesn't show them the road of guidance anymore, because they become useless. God ignores them. And وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِ الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. They don't receive Allah's love, they don't receive Allah's leadership and guidance. Why? Because إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. They are aggressors, and God hates the aggressors. And He is the same Lord who said, وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ. They should be accountable. The ظالمين, there is going to be a day that they are responsible, and there should be consequences for their actions. Another verse, وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. Even Quran cannot save the ظالمين. Quran is a book of hope and healing. But when it comes to ظالمين, even if they join the community of faith, they cannot survive. Because no matter what they do, they receive more khasara, more casualties, more loss, more problem. إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الظَّالِمُونَ. And Allah says, for sure the oppressors are not going to succeed. There is no success for those people who create this oppression for the servants of God. This is why Amir al-Mu'mineen, the disciple of the university of this school of revelation, the disciple of the Quran, he read these verses when he said, وَاللَّهِ لَوْ أُعْتِيتُ الْأَقَالِيمُ السَّبْعَ بِمَا تَحْتَ أَفْلَاكِهَا عَلَى أَنْ أَعْصَى اللَّهَ فِي نَمْلَةٍ أَسْلُبُهَا جُلْبَ شَعِيرَةٍ مَا فَعَلْتُ. I swear by God, if they gave me the entire universe, not only earth, it's not about just a little Palestine, little occupied in West Bank or Gaza or Tel Aviv or no, that is nothing compared to the like the area in the Middle East and then the Europe and Asia and America and the entire planet of the earth. No, he's not talking about the earth, أقاليم السبع, the whole world. Isn't it that stupidity that people for just a little piece of land, they keep killing other people for 73 years? What is their brains? Why do you kill people? Ardullah al-Wasa, there's a huge universe. This is ignorance. This is sickness. Imam said that you give me the entire universe for one thing and tell me to oppress one ant. I'm not going to exchange hurting one ant with the property of the entire universe. This is how a disciple of the Quran's understanding of the evil of oppression. The same Imam talking to his son Al-Hasan, Ya Bunayya, اجعل نفسك ميزانا فيما بينك وبين غيرك لا تظلم كما لا تحب أن تظلم وأحسن كما تحب أن يحسن إليك. This is a golden rule. Imam Ali is saying to his son that you don't like to be hurt, don't hurt someone. You like to be respected, you want to be loved, then show respect for others. Just look at what you like, what you dislike. وعزتي وجلالي لأنتقم من الظالم في عاجله وآجله ولأنتقم ممن رأى مظلوما فقدر أن ينصره فلم ينصر. Subhanallah, it's hadith Qudsi. Allah says, I'm going to retaliate from the zalimin, from the oppressor, sooner or later. Ajil or ajal. It's going to happen. But not only the oppressors, but those who are able to stop the oppressors and to help the oppressed. They are able to do something and say something. They didn't say it, they didn't do it. They are also the target of retaliation, of justice of the Creator of the world. وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا فَتَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارِ. Don't show any favor to oppressors, because you are going to be Ahlul Nar too. The fire that the oppressors are opening is going to burn also those people who are showing favor to the Zalimin, because they are close to there and they are going to be part of that. اتقوا دعوة المظلوم وإن كان كافرا. Subhanallah. This is Imam Ali. That even if Madlum was disbeliever, it's not about religion. When it comes to Zalim and Madlum, you are not talking about the religion of Zalim and Madlum. وَلَوْ كَانَ كَافِرًا وَمَنْ أَخَذَ لِلْمَظْلُومِ مِنَ الظَّالِمِ كَانَ مَعِي فِي الْجَنَّةِ مُصَاحِبًا. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, says that if you can do something to take the haqq, the rights of someone who is oppressed, you can take one step to help a madloom against the oppressors, you are going to be my friend in Firdaus. You are going to be the Musahib, the friend of the Holy Prophet on that day. So the concept of al-dhulm, al-zalim, al-madloom, over 250 times mentioned in the Quran, over 60 times in the Bible. And the Quran doesn't say that if the zalim is somebody who says Saddam Hussein says he's Muslim, or Abu Bakr Baghdadi said he was Muslim, or ISIS, they said they are Muslim, or Netanyahu says he is Jewish, or Trump who said he is Christian. It doesn't matter. If you oppress your family member, your husband, your wife, your children, your parents, your neighbor, your friends, your community, your humanity, dhulm is dhulm. And doesn't matter. There is a consequences for that. So this dhulm starts from the time that they went to the Masjid al-Aqsa with grenades and tear gas inside the haram. You know that Masjid al-Aqsa is part of the heritage of UNESCO. It is an international property legally under UNESCO that should be respected. You cannot open fire in a property that it is a cultural and spiritual heritage internationally. Cannot do that. But they ignore that out of arrogance. Because when Trump was there, he gave them too much that they thought that they can do whatever they want. There is no any border, there is no any limitation. And they started saying, all Arabs must go. It's just amazing. The people who were parts of like a terrorist group, like that rabbi who, was it Kahan? Someone that he was, even from American point of view, recognized to be a terrorist in 1980s. Now his group, they could not go to the parliament even in Israel. But now during Netanyahu, they got an opportunity that now they are part of the government. And there are people who are going to like the Sheikh Jarrah's areas, to the houses, people, family living in the house. And they are saying, death to Arab, you have to go to that level. So they really lost any shame or any embarrassment to do whatever. But what happened as a result? Now they should be very, very embarrassed. After 11 days of all this mess and craziness and crime, they said, okay, now we want ceasefire without conditions. Because they saw the solidarity of the world with Madlumin. They saw the unity of the entire Palestinian people, from Gaza to Ghost to Ramallah to everywhere. And even to US Congress, honorable statement of people like Rashida. Of course, she herself is with Palestinian background, but even Jewish members of Congress, like Bernie Sanders, and other even Jewish members of the Congress, that they were even stronger to put together as a resolution of asking for immediate ceasefire, because they know that the way that Netanyahu chose, that was, it is more destruction for Israelis. And the Palestinians, yes, they lost 232 people and so much damage in property and more hunger, more homeless. This is physical. That's part of their resistance, that's part of their sacrifice, that's part of their struggle. But what Israel lost in the media, in politics, in diplomacy, in image, in interest, in its relationship with the neighbors, it was a tremendous, tremendous damage, big loss for insanity of leaders in Israel, that they started this fire, but they lost a lot. They lost a lot. When the president, he came and he said that he support the in the beginning he said, I send condolences. Both Israel and Palestine deserve to live safely and securely and enjoy equal measure of freedom, prosperity, and democracy. And I send condolences to all the families of both parties, and I hope for a fast recovery of the wounded. So he tries to be like a balance in this statement. But then he said that I support Israel's right to defend itself against rockets from Hamas. Okay, they have, right of defending themselves. But you don't mention that also the Palestinians, they are human beings and they have rights to defend themselves as well. He promised to Netanyahu that I'm going to give you like more modern of these iron domes, that because if you prevent 90% of them, what he means is that we organize and modernize the iron domes so they can prevent every missiles every rocket that's coming for the future war. So you feel okay. We don't know really what was going on. He said that he talked with Netanyahu 6 times. And he talked with Mahmoud Abbas maybe 1 time. And Mahmoud Abbas is irrelevant now in the Palestinian situation anyway. But our question for the president, that you during the campaign and also the first day of inauguration, you talk about human dignity and human decency. You talk about human rights. You talk about respect. You talk about dialogue. You talk about diplomacy. And you talk about racial justice. You talk about American values. So really, what happened to the values, to the decency, to dignity, to diplomacy, to respect for human rights, for all these beautiful, beautiful words? What happened? Well, really we don't know everything. I mean, you and I, we have this freedom to talk freely, but the president doesn't have the same freedom that you and I have. So they say something during the campaign, but they get to the White House, the agenda is different. We have to, he's not free to say everything that he feels. Lots of people in different parties in Congress, to the point that even at the time of Obama, when he had a cold relationship for a while with Netanyahu, Netanyahu was invited by Congress without even information or coordinated with the president, and they gave him the warmest welcome ever. So there are so much things that even Biden as president can do. So you want to say, well, this is hypocrisy. Yeah, it consider hypocrisy that you care for the Palestinian, but then looks like you ignore the rights to do anything. But it's not only hypocrisy in the White House. Show me one place that there is no hypocrisy. Look at the president of Egypt. Who is more hypocrite? I would say Sisi is much more hypocrite than Biden. Look at Ben Salman and Ben Zayed and all of those guys in the Arab world and the Muslim world. Much more hypocrites. And they are the part of the problems. As a matter of fact, they like the people in Gaza to be damaged and to be killed. Oh, they are Ikhwanul Muslimin and we don't like them, and So this exists everywhere. But of course, people of power, they are more responsible. We expect from President of the United States, if Trump had that much power to damage that much, so the president should have that much power to undo the damages as well and do positive and constructive things. But for the Israelis, now you learn a lesson that you use all your power, all the bombs, all the artillery, all the airstrikes, all the warplanes, everything. But look at the celebration of the Palestinian last night in Gaza, in Quds, with Allahu Akbar. They feel a huge, huge victory. Because they say, yes, we lost some people, we lost some property, but we brought that much embarrassment and that much pressure on the oppressors that you cannot solve this problem with military. There should be different solution. Either you accept the two-state solution, or I would say, I would prefer, I'm not Palestinian, I'm not Sunni, and I'm not from Gaza, but if it was up to me, I would say I want one-state solution. Let us all Muslims and all Jews, all Christians, be one country, but with democracy. Don't you claim that, well, Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East? Okay, be democracy. Let everybody get together and vote, and they choose the system of their government. They choose their prime minister. Wow, if we do that, then the Palestinians are going to win. Well, so that is democracy. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You cannot talk about democracy but follow the hypocrisy. It doesn't work that way. And at the same time, through the oppression, 73 years. I know some people say that, Imam Elahi, you are talking about Palestine too much. As a matter of fact, I had a hard time to mobilize the Sunni Imams to have a press conference. And I'm saying it openly. I said, where is everybody? When I share with them a statement, a video from a Sunni Sheikh, Arab Palestinian, from Jerusalem, that he is criticizing the ulama of Al-Sunnah, ulama al-Islam, that where are you? When I shared that with the WhatsApp of the Muslim, the Imam's Council of Michigan, you cannot believe that how much attack of 3 or 4 crazy sheikhs. And they said, you are this, Iran did that. I said, first of all, I didn't mention even Iran. What it has to do with Iran now? I'm talking about Palestine. Iran did this in Syria, Iran did this in Iraq. And I said, don't kill the messenger. I just share something. You don't have to agree with that. You can disagree. But at least to recognize there is a voice like this. There is a sheikh. I didn't say that I'm for it or I'm against it. I just share it with you. I mean, they continuing a sab wa lan wa shatm and attacking and cursing everyone, that why you put this video is making fitna. I said, he is just saying that you guys, you jump when it comes to Iraq and Syria and Iran and Shia and Sunni. Right where you jump and have all these fiery lectures, and you invite everybody to go and do the jihad and qital, and now why are you silent, saying nothing about Palestine? And this is what I just shared. It's just unbelievable that we have this ISIS mentality next door. And it's very, very unfortunate. And this is the problem. إِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ وَاللَّهُ وَلِيُّ الْمُتَّقِينَ. The oppressors, they help one another, but Allah is going to support the people of justice, the people of righteousness, the people of truth. And Imam said, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالظُّلْمِ فَإِنَّ الظُّلْمَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ هُوَ الظُّلُمَاتِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Are you looking to have some light on the day of judgment, in the darkness of dhulumat of Yawm al-Mahshar? Then stay away from oppression. So we say thank Allah that with this solidarity that our community and every community, Muslim and non-Muslims, they showed for the Palestinian cause against this oppressive aggression. So finally, they were forced to stop this with embarrassment, but that doesn't mean that the problem is solved. It's not about ceasefire. We are looking for real peace, lasting peace. But the lasting peace won't happen without justice. If no justice, no peace. And if there is no peace, then everybody is going to suffer. It's bad for the Palestinians, it's bad for Yahud, it's bad for Jews, it's bad for Christians. And this is why we call for peace. And we are going to have something, inshallah, Monday here at 11 o'clock. We had planned to have an interfaith prayer and press conference calling for peace and justice in Palestine. ربنا آمنا بما أنزلت واتبعنا الرسول فاكتبنا مع الشاهدين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات وتابع بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك على كل شيء قدير بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر وإلى الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
الله على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد.
استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله وأن عليا ولي الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل قد قامت الصلاة وقد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه سووا الصفوف واعتدلوا please fix the lines and please silence your cell phone إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين قل يا أيها الذين هادوا إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين ولا يتمنونه أبدا بما قدمت أيديهم والله عليم بالظالمين. قل إن الموت الذي تفرون منه فإنه ملاقيكم ثم تردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون. وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم ليس لي وسيلة إليك إلا عواطف رأفتك ولا ذريعة إليك إلا عوارف رحمتك وشفاعة نبيك نبي الرحمة ومنقذ الأمة من الغمة. اللهم اجعلهما سببا لي إلى نيل غفرانك ورضوانك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا أرحم الراحمين. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. رب صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. رب صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم احملنا في سفن نجاتك ومتعنا باللذيذ مناجاتك وأوردنا حياذ حبك وودك وقربك اللهم اجعلنا من المسارعين إلى الخيرات العاملين للباقيات الصالحات والساعين إلى رفيع الدرجات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. رب صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. رب صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا ولي العافية أسألك العافية، عافية الدين والدنيا والآخرة يا أرحم الراحمين. الله أكبر. بسم الله وبالله والحمد لله وخير الأسماء لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
اللهم وجهنا شفاء مرضانا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الأول قبل الإنشاء والإحياء، والآخر بعد فناء الأشياء، العليم الذي لا ينسى من ذكره ولا ينقص من شكره ولا يخيب من دعاه ولا يقطع رجاء من رجاه. اللهم إني أشهدك وكفى بك شهيدا، وأشهد جميع ملائكتك وسكان سماواتك وحملة عرشك ومن بعث من أنبيائك ورسلك وأنشأت من أصناف خلقك، أني أشهد أنك أنت الله لا إله إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك ولا عديل ولا خلف لقولك ولا تبديل، وأن محمدًا صلى الله عليه وآله عبدك ورسولك أدى ما حملته إلى العباد وجاهد في الله حق الجهاد، وأنه بشر بما هو حق من الثواب وأنذر بما هو صدق من العقاب. اللهم ثبتني على دينك ما أحييتني، ولا تزغ قلبي بعد إذ هديتني، وهب لي من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. صل على محمد وآل محمد واجعلني من أتباعه وشيعته، واحشرني في زمرته ووفقني لأداء فرض الجمعات وما أوجبت علي فيها من الطاعات وقسمت لأهلها من العطاء في يوم الجزاء إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Just to remind everyone that inshallah we are going to have an Arabic school during the summer, and this time for a registration for your kids. And another reminder, brothers and sisters, اهتموا بدعاكم. يعني the kids are too much of games. A lot of the complaints, the parents come to us and they ask me that, you know, our kids are getting crazy because especially now that is on Zoom, they don't go to a school and they have access to computer. They want to be with the computer 24/7 and they are losing their brains. Give them a break. First of all, watch them and don't let your kids, they may say, oh, we are doing homework and so on and so forth. It's not homework all the time. Many times they are watching games and they are not really studying. They are not focusing on the teachers, and they are so much consumed with games on computers. So be very careful. And not only in the Salatul Jum'ah, take Dua Kumail. Ihtamu bi Dua Kumail. Dua Kumail is one of when somebody asked Imam Khomeini, out of all the dua, Sayyid Khamenei asked him one time, he told us that, I asked the Imam that, out of all the ad'iyah, which one you love the most? And Imam said, Dua Kumail. So this is how Imam Ali talked with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On Thursday night, take your kids and everybody come for Dua Kumail. Have a break of some spirituality, some salat, some settlement. So take this very seriously. Ala arwah al-mu'minin wal-mu'minat wa shifa al-marda. I have a friend of mine, Dr. Ali Tirgan, was with us in Hajj like 50 years ago in Ohio. He's a big doctor, but he got corona even after he got the vaccine. 2 of them, still he got it. I mean, it's not over, we have to be careful. You see, in India, 4,500 people died in one day. It's just yesterday. 4,500 people in one day in India with all this medicine and science and everything. So we have to be careful. But the virus of the game is even more dangerous than corona because they are consuming the kids' brains, and that's very, very dangerous. They lose everything if we just let them watch all the time the computer and TV. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala arwah al-shuhada wa shifa al-marda wal jarha. Surah al-Fatiha ba'da salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله وأن عليا ولي الله.
Friday at Islamic House of Wisdom is not only a day of prayer, but also a day of community service. Friday food distribution at the Islamic House of Wisdom has been consistent for the last 15 years. Our food and household materials are sponsored part by federal assistance and local generous people, serving over 2,000 people in each distribution. Since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, Islamic House of Wisdom has continued its community contributions through blood donations, PPE distribution, hosting of COVID-19 diagnostic testing, and recently, vaccination services. Whether it's for your family or other families in your neighborhood, please do not hesitate to stop by any Friday and be a part of this service. We would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to our supporters, volunteers, and staff. Together, we have been able to be a message of mercy during this trying and global testing time. To continue these services, we ask for your assistance, either through donating or volunteering your time toward empowering, uplifting, and strengthening our community and humanity. May God bless and protect you and your family always.
Allahu Akbar.
The Islamic House of Wisdom is a mosque and a community center that serves in times of joy and happiness, but also in times of tragedy and loss. Funeral and memorial services at our mosque are designed to provide suffering families with a sense of maximum peace, privacy, and respect. Our facility includes a maghsal washing room for the departed, an auditorium accommodating up to 1,000 people, a prayer room for Salat al-Janazah, and reception hall for any dinner gatherings or refreshment services. We also have private rooms for grieving families to meet in comfort. The Islamic House of Wisdom's 3 parking lots provide enough space for smooth traffic and transit during funerals and memorials. All services can be personalized based on your request. Our imams and reciters are ready to provide the most honorable and memorable services. Yet families are also welcome to invite the reciters of their choosing. Grave sites in Islamic House of Wisdom section at the local Islamic cemetery are available for interested families as well. In understanding how painful and emotional loss of loved ones can be, the Islamic House of Wisdom's goal is to be a source of family love, healing, sympathy, and support. For more information or to make arrangements for a funeral or memorial service, please call our office at 313-359-1221.
We pray that you continue this journey of freedom, journey of eternity with comfort.